The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Hello and welcome to Tuesday's News. I'm Rex Litter. In this edition, Siamalili encourages Madang residents to maintain order, NCDC launches Vanuatu earthquake charity initiative, and cricketers threaten to boycott international fixtures. Papa Communities Health Centre sees 40 to 60 patients per day, covering communities from as far as Baruni, Tatana and even beyond Lealea to Kido, Manumanu and Grove villages. Its need for a sustainable power source was recently met through BSP's annual community project initiative. The Waigani Banking Centre team recently donated a solar power kit, now enabling the medical team to deliver crucial health services during power outages. Papa Health Centre Officer in charge Zera Kihi thanked BSP for meeting the clinic's need, saying this solar kit will help them attend to emergency cases at night, including pregnancy-related emergencies. Representing Papa Village, Damena Rate said this donation by BSP is a significant step in the village's quest for sustainable development and improve the health service at the Papa Salvation Army Health Centre. Best Gear Trading Limited today delivered food items worth more than 20,000 kina to 3 charity groups, including the Chester Disability Services, as a token of sharing the spirit of Christmas.
This is not the first time Best Gear is donating to Cheshire homes. They have done it in the past, and they did it again this year for the second time. The first donation for this year was during Independence Day. General Manager of Cheshire Disability Services, Benson Hahambu, welcomed this kind gesture.
On behalf of the management, the board, our patron, His Excellency Bob Dadai, thank you for the commitment to the community and also for reaching out to persons with special needs and to eventually visiting us to close off the year. Instead of me doing the talking to thank you all every time, I will call up one of our special officers on the ground. They normally look after persons with special needs that we are looking after. A carer to come forward and say thank you on our behalf to the management.
On behalf of our management, with the staffs and the residents, we want to say thank you for Best Gear Family Rice for your annual Christmas donation worth of 20,325 kina. From the bottom of our hearts, we want to say thank you and may God bless you for the wonderful work that you are doing to support people who are in need. Thank you.
Managing Director of Best Gear, Sir Thomas Yan Mengwei, who is a devoted Christian, explained how his business was strategically placed in PNG to help the needy.
Thank you, Papa Kota, Kimi Pala business family lies in Pota. Me making money, me by saving people. But everything, me pala hard controlling Ogada Sunday, Papa Kota in people supporting me. Thank you, Papua New Guinea, my Polata sister, Pupu Buromi. Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Raphael Otto, a long-time resident of the Cheshire home, acknowledged the continuous support from Best Gear Trading over the years. Frida Kana, TVWAN News.
Life PNG Care is a home care centre that looks after children who had been abandoned or made orphans in Port Moresby. The organisation works to provide education for these children, aligning itself to the government's motto of leaving no child behind. This year, Life has provided education for over 600 children, from kindergarten to university. This Christmas, the organization is again blessed with festive goodies.
Life PNG Care is based in Port Moresby. It relies a lot on charity donations and sponsors to care for the many children it feeds, accommodates, and educates. Best Gear Trading Limited has come in once again in a big way to contribute to this worthy cause.
I am one of the students where Life PNG Care assist. Right now I am doing my diploma in accounting, and I am also a volunteer here, schooling and being a volunteer at the same time. And being here in Life PNG Care, it's a privilege to me, and it's a big blessing to me. And I am blessed to have Colin Parker and his wife as my guardian, and they are supporting me.
There are other children like Pamela who are fortunate to be under the Life PNG Care patrons, Colin and Frida Parker.
Yeah, living here in Life PNG Care home is like kind of simple as a stable family, and we have everything we need here.
Best Gear Trading Limited has stepped into this space in providing most needed food rations to the home care, with a donation of more than 20,325 kina. Life PNG Care children will also celebrate Christmas and New Year with a smile.
Different skin, but same blood. People all go the whole same family. Pikinini, pupu, brother, sister, papa, mama, all go to Amstar. Hose mi now mi ba hose pupu burenga. Papa buren too. Mr. Lo PNG 21 years old. But me Tintino Pikinini too.
Director and founder of Life PNG Care, Colin Parker, expressed much gratefulness for the generosity shown by the Best Gear every year.
A lot of kids, almost 600 to 700 kids we feed on the street of Port Moresby, in Moresby Northeast, Northwest, and Moresby South. So during that, we need business houses and individuals to support us. And what Thomas, Best Gear Trading, has been doing all throughout the year, it's very amazing. So I told him that you're like an angel, you know, God sent.
Frida Kana, TVWAN News.
The National St. John Ambulance Council is asking citizens to be extra careful on the roads and that people consuming alcohol to drink responsibly this festive season. In a media statement issued this week, the National St. John Ambulance cautioned both drivers and passengers to observe safety habits such as putting on seatbelts in order to avoid preventable injuries. In preparation for the holiday period, the ambulance service will have additional ambulance crews on duty from Christmas Eve to New Year's Day, working 12-hour shifts to provide quick help for emergencies. Commissioner Matt Cannon said road ambulances are supported by around 10 on-call units. He called for community respect and cooperation with responding ambulance crew so that they can respond to emergencies effectively. Madang province over the past several years has faced a significant amount of crime and law and order issues. This past year, the crime rate significantly reduced. The Minister for Internal Security, Peter Siamaleli, called on residents to continue to support police and keep a lead on law and order issues.
The Minister for Internal Security, Peter Siamaleli, during his recent visit to the province, acknowledged and called on residents to continue to support police and keep a lead on law and order issues. Minister Siamaleli emphasized that the law remains with police officers who enforce it and order remains with the people.
One of the big challenge we got today order the law na order you got tupla partnership. You miss a work bunga. You know work long police tasol and work long community. Now orders are stop where? Orders are stop inside long house to up long you inside long family. Banisim you yet long talk blow big man. Inside long family blow you banisim want them talk blow big man. Time you know banisim you yet na house to blow you, papa mama. Time picking in the go side. Na I no seven law order, I'm not broken law. I think Lily talk school block this like Christmas 2024. No email people blossom car. Now Christmas present people long look at him order. Now me by me make sure me look at him law or policeman, make sure they're properly equipped with the vehicles, properly equipped with the uniforms, the guns, whatever they need to ensure that you keep the end of your bargain.
The minister also encouraged landowners to free up land so development can take place, especially in implementing law and order sector plans so that this vital service is more effective. The minister mentioned this because of the proposed construction of a proposed mobile barracks.
People blow you like him service, you release him ground good, but you will get the benefit long. So money blow barracks and stuff in this, you media stadium taswal ground. Anta blow this la PPC me make him big la strong talk long all pla police station blow me long. So me like just talk seven you people blow me long Madang. Also money need long special policing assistant program, SPEP program blow me. You make at 1.5 million kina blow this la headquarters blow me. That will improve then facelift our station.
In addition, the minister announced 5 million kina has already been allocated under the Special Police Assistance Program for the renovation of the old and deteriorating town police station. Middle Ramu member and Assistant Speaker, Council R.Y. Kamdaru, requested for more manpower and uniforms for police officers in the province.
Government belong this day, me as a member belong, Middle Ramona, may I ask you, Minister, please, by 2026, na 27 go sem, put in plenty money going along police. Increase him number belong all police long all province. Only must get 2,000-3,000 policemen must have long place. Police must send up long house dua. I'm not by you look him send his back come up. Me Middle Ramu, road no connecting me. Me struggle long bring him law and order time every come up long place. Me tell him job 15,000-16,000 long one plus hour. Long go down, long sit down, long solve him all problem. I'm giving me a half the time.
Minister Chamalili responded that the government of the day has allocated a big chunk of the 2025 national budget to the law and order sector. He congratulated the Provincial Police Commander, Acting Superintendent Robert Baim, and the police personnel for regaining full control in minimizing lawlessness in the province and encouraged them to continue the good work next year and onwards.
PPC, me talk thank you, PPC. Before I took the responsibility long, work this department, as an ordinary citizen, you may look him to Madang ibin gatol kan heavy kamapa. And Madang people, you are not that type of people. It's beautiful, Madang. These are unprecedented times, but PPC me come, na sindan him good now. And me regaining back this law order inside long, command and control inside long, Madang. Now me talk thank you to long all, rank and file. You can commit him you long, harim talk, but commit him you too long, persevere long. In the times when we are faced with so much challenges in the organization, you are still standing tall like a lighthouse.
Frida Kana, TVWAN News.
This is TVWAN News, among stories after the break.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase easy paid units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
Hiya, Mama.
You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magic kakaru, get up and big smile on face. Time for give chicken a great kumutu. Sip, sip, the moo, yes, magic on you.
Magic, the taste PNG loves.
The Toyota JD Hiace bus comes in 14 and 15-seater high-roof luxury model powered by 2.8 liters JD engine for optimal performance output, fuel efficiency and quietness, designed with improved safety features and easy maneuverability for tire steering angle. The Hiace lift suspension and annular frame structure is opted for smooth ride, comfort and safety. Experience the ride on the Hiace bus and experience the Hiace pride, the bus that exceeds all expectations.
He says the best Hunters players come from his region. So does she. But there's one thing that brings everyone together. SB Lager, Bungimyumi.
A quick favorite meal for the day does feel good. Snacks noodles is my choice for a simple meal. It is easy to prepare and fast to cook. And with a touch of flavor and ingredients, quality noodles that can be cooked and enjoyed in many different ways. You see, my whole family loves it. It's made here in PNG and comes in different pack sizes. Snacks noodles, tastier but you like it more.
Welcome to North London.
And it is teed up for Trossard. He's got a bend on that!
Are about to participate in the toughest challenge.
You know what they say about best laid plans?
There's no alcohol in here.
There can only be one master distiller.
Master Distiller, Mondays 9:30 on Discovery.
Welcome back. 703 million kina is being allocated to revamping and strengthening the country's police force. Prime Minister James Marape says police capacity has dropped to only 6,000 police personnel. He says the national government is gradually building police manpower to 10,000. Recruitment and training have commenced at Bomana Police College and will continue until required ceiling is reached. The National Capital District sister city to Port Vila, Vanuatu's capital city, today launched an earthquake relief initiative for charity aid. The United Nations Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs estimated 116,000 people had been affected by the earthquake.
Vanuatu's deadly magnitude 7.3 earthquake has more than 1,000 people displaced from their homes, with many sheltering in evacuation centers, with 14 confirmed dead and many still missing after Tuesday's earthquake. National Capital District, under the leadership of Governor Powers Pakop, has launched an earthquake relief initiative, a charity aid.
For us as a sister city to Port Vila, to announce our initiative to reach out to our people in Port Vila in particular, but Vanuatu generally, to provide support, show empathy and sympathy, and help them to recover, most importantly.
The Sister City Agreement was signed in July this year in Vanuatu. The Sister City relationship, Pakop said, is an initiative that aims for collaboration between the cities to develop hubs in agriculture, tourism, entertainment, business, and generally for people to come together, to work together for better outcomes for the cities and generally the region.
So today, from the outset, I want to, on behalf of the city of Port Moresby, offer our deepest sympathy and empathy to our people in Port Vila, especially, Vanuatu generally. And this warrants all of us, as a leading Melanesian country, as a leading Pacific country, biggest economy, biggest population, we can absolutely offer support. We don't have to just count on Australia and New Zealand or Europe and the Americas.
Governor Pakop says by next year, A charity music festival will be held. Details will be confirmed.
Going to fix a time for the end of January to have this charity fundraising music festival. We hope that it will be at St. John Gay Stadium, and I want to appeal to all our people to come and support. We'll make the fees affordable so that we can show by turning up our, manifestation of our sympathy and empathy and support and solidarity to our people. So they need that support too. Just a physical, show of solidarity is very important for recovery.
The NCD governor appealed for the city to come together to support the fundraising effort come early next year. Maricela Kelleton, TVWAN News.
PNG Nurses Association has announced a favorable outcome for its members in regard to their industrial awards, professional development and welfare, while they contribute to the health of the people. Association President Frederick Kebai expressed his gratitude during the last press conference held at its national headquarters in NCD on Friday, 20th December 2024.
PNG Nurses Association President Frederick Kebai, flanked by his executives and members from the 4 regions of Momase, New Guinea Islands, Highlands and Southern Region, thanked the media in partnering to publicize their issues to achieve positive outcome. He then announced a favorable outcome for its members in regard to the industrial awards, professional development and welfare.
It took us nearly 4 solid weeks in trying to negotiate with the stakeholders, especially the government, through the health and DPM. And finally, we have received the news yesterday from the DEPSEC, the Deputy Secretary, DPM, through the office of the Secretary. Mr. Kalimed, the Deputy Secretary, Policy and Reforms, has confirmed to us that our new industrial award will be signed in early January 2025.
Kebai said the National Executive, which is the national body making decisions for PNG Nurses Association, are satisfied with the outcome and assurance from the Secretary's office through a Deputy Secretary. He said they are satisfied that on the 16th to 17th January 2025, they would return to sign their new award for 25-27.
We are satisfied, we are confident, and we are looking forward to that. There are a lot of changes, not a lot of changes. There are about only 3 new clauses in this new award, but others we tend to increase the existing allowances, especially on our rural hardship allowance. We would like to increase so that we can retain more of our nurses in a rural setting. We also look into housing allowance, housing subsidy allowance for our nurses working in the urban centers.
Another important issue they are considering is the rate of income tax that is being imposed on the nurses. This will be followed up with the relevant authorities in the new year 2025 as well. Frida Kana, TVWAN News.
Prime Minister James Marape has acknowledged the role mainstream media plays not just in disseminating information, but as a watchman in keeping the government accountable and transparent. Marape took time off his busy schedule to acknowledge the work of the media in a luncheon event yesterday at Hilton Hotel in Port Moresby.
And as we face 50th anniversary next year, I want to also augment your role. Your role is important. I want to give you a full assurance my government will not dilute media's role. In fact, freedom of media is a rich character of any good democracy. In the same way, maintenance of free media is important for us, and I want to spell it out as we all pondered and meditate to move into 2025. And your role will be preserved and protected, especially freedom of speech we have. No right-thinking leader of a free world or democratic nation would enter into the space of sabotaging freedom of media. Freedom of media must be maintained and will be maintained.
Minister for International Trade and Investment, Richard Marrow, is urging the Livestock Development Corporation to prioritize cattle breeding and farming. Minister Marrow said this at the recent reopening of the Wariman Station in East Sepik Province.
In his keynote address on behalf of the Prime Minister, Minister Richard Marrow commended the Livestock Minister and Livestock Development Corporation for the excellent initiative and efforts to date to revive the Wariman Livestock Station on the outskirts of Wewak, which in the past had the provincial abattoir and used to have a holding yard for cattle before slaughter. Minister Marrow highlighted that Papua New Guinea imports over 300 million kina worth of beef meat annually from Australia and New Zealand, despite the country's vast potential to replace beef imports. Marrow said, generally, PNG's industry has diminished to mere 40,000 heads, and currently there is no cattle industry policy to import cattle from Australia or any other country for breeding to increase the national breeding herd. The local supply of new breeding stock is limited to the low gene pool. Beefing up the national cattle population is a major national issue that requires an enabling policy environment. Minister Marrow made a sobering statement that LDC must first sort the breeding and production of cattle. He said the launch of the abattoir before any plans for growing a supply of cattle is like putting the cart before the horse, essentially saying things have not been done in the correct order. Regardless, Minister Marrow expressed his support and welcomed the efforts of LDC to revive the Wariman Station. Minister Marrow further challenged LDC to first sort out and establish cattle breeding farms in the province, especially at Urimo and in the Sepik Plains. Maricela Kelaton, TVWAN News.
703 million kina is being allocated to revamping and strengthening the country's police force. Prime Minister James Marape says police capacity has dropped to only 6,000 police personnel. He says the national government is gradually building police manpower to 10,000. Recruitment and training have commenced at Bamana Police College and will continue until required ceiling is reached.
In the last sit-in, the National Parliament, further to announcing a 703 million kina budget to revamp and strengthen the Royal Papua New Guinea Constabulary, passed the Anti-Terrorism Act that now empowers and legally protects policemen going into crime hotspots. Under this new law, a specialized police unit is also being assembled. This special force will be highly responsible to attend to any law and order situation in the country and will be resourced with proper equipment such as armored vehicles so members can go in prepared. Prime Minister Marape in his end-of-year message further emphasized that next year the country should expect to see a turnaround in policing as recruitment continues and the police force gets its command and control in order. As the new law kicks into place and the new police operations becomes stronger. In the area of law and justice, the government is continuing to get more judges from Australia to see a faster dispensation of justice at the National and Supreme Courts. This arrangement is through the bilateral security agreement with Australia, which PNG signed in 2023. Furthermore, Marape says the new courthouse complex in Waigani is expected to be ready for commissioning in April 2025. Structurally, the new addition of the appeals court between the National and Supreme Courts is expected to free up workload and make sure justice is served as efficiently and effectively as possible. The Prime Minister says overall, law and order issues should be contained to some degree by this time next year, as the police, higher courts and the magisterial services pull together efforts in their specific areas. Maricela Kelleton, TVWAN News.
To finance news, the kina closed unchanged at $0.2502 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying $0.2427 $0.3862 Australian dollars, $0.2260 euro and 37.87 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, gold, coffee, copra, palm oil and crude oil closed higher. Cocoa and copper closed the day lower. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed higher, and the ASX closed higher, and all ordinaries closed higher as well. You are watching TV1 News. We'll have news from overseas after these short messages. Stay with us.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits or purchase easy pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
Hiya, Mama. You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magic get up a big smile on face. Time cook him chicken, a great kumutu. Sip, sip, the moo, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, the taste PNG loves.
Enjoying life when we work together, making happy memories that last forever. Hot and talk, young or old, let's calories, family meal with home. We'll bring out the smiles, cause it's our favorite reminds. Tennessee cola, scale rice on scale price. Tennessee cola, scale rice on scale price. Amber, you like it?
Bro, it's awesome, man.
Pepsi promotion.
I'm so excited. Let's go, let's go.
Amber,
festive for Max. Festive for Max.
How do you win this? 2 plus Pepsi, that's all.
2 cans, bro. 2 plus, that's all.
You get yourself a chance to win.
This box of Max.
It's crazy cool.
My God.
Pair of headphones. It's a towel.
How about that? Coolable.
Yeah!
In its first 10 years, the PNG LNG project has had a long-lasting impact, contributing more than 28 billion kina to the state of Papua New Guinea. Equity distributions are paid to KPHL and MRDC based on the interest they hold. Tax is paid to the IRC, while development levy and royalties are paid to DPE. For more information on direct and indirect benefits, visit PNG EITI's website.
We are Premier League.
It's O'Reilly! Damsgaard and scored for Brentford.
The dream of the big polygamous family is just shot.
I'm not going to be friendly.
Let's just separate.
It's really a mess.
I feel like the idiot that got left behind.
Sister Wives, Thursdays 8:30 on TLC.
Welcome back. An alien French national on death row for drug offences has made a last-ditch plea to be returned home as the new administration of President Prabowo Subianto planned to give pardon to 44,000 inmates nationwide. Subianto surprised the nation with the clemency plan barely 2 months after he took the office. Sergi Altowi, who had spent almost 20 years in Indonesian prison, won a last-minute reprieve in 2015 and was excluded from being executed by a 13-member firing squad. He was arrested in 2005 for involvement in a factory manufacturing the psychopedalic drug MDMA, sometimes called ecstasy, on the outskirts of Jakarta. The father of 4, who turned 61 on Monday, wrote to the Indonesian government requesting to serve the rest of his sentence in his home country. If you have a young person in your life with access to internet, you've probably come across a kid influencer or two. Young people unboxing toys or testing skincare is a growing trend online. An influencer with more than 1 million followers on social media can earn $20,000 for a sponsored post, and it's raising complex legal and ethical questions.
Yeah, this is a very lucrative way for children to make money online. Like you mentioned before, a kidfluencer who has more than 1 million followers can charge advertisers up to $20,000 USD. If you think about one of the most well-known child toy unboxer, Ryan Kaji, he started at the age of 2 years old on YouTube, and his net worth is about 30 million USD, and that was just him simply started unboxing toys in front of a camera. So yeah, there's a lot of money to be made in this industry. Kids have, when you think about social media and how we're no longer seeing children watching TV, they've got their own iPads. You think of platforms like YouTube Kids, and where this platform hosts these children to target other children on this app. It looks exciting, it's fun, the ability to own all these toys sent from advertisers. It just makes it look really exciting. So I can see why children would aspire to become a kidfluencer compared to like the conventional jobs that I would have once upon a time when I was a kid. So yeah, it's just in your face and it just makes sense. There's not enough laws in place to actually protect child toy unboxers or kidfluencers in general. What we have seen though is that a few countries around the world, there's 2 states in America and France, have provided laws in place to protect the financial earnings of the kidfluencer. But in terms of the child's independency, in terms of parental control, privacy rights, that's where we start to see the murkiness of these practices, and it's hard to actually determine how does this actually work, considering parents are involved, advertisers, children aren't necessarily going to the studio to create the content, they're doing it in the comfort of their own home. So this all feeds into the complexity of the kidfluencer world. It's the parents that actually create the social media account on behalf of their children. And so already you start to see this codependency between the child and the parent. In order for a child influencer to exist, they need a parent. But also the fact that this the child content creation, it's the child's face that is required in order for this content to be successful. And so thinking about this new law, how much can we really control kidfluencers to no longer exist on social media? It's a bit hard to say. And so I think it's just going to be a matter of seeing whether there might be some new policies to create more restrictions. But the best way that we need to look is how do we best protect and empower these children who do exist online, considering it is made up of lots of tensions.
Health officials in Gaza say there is only one hospital remaining that is providing humanitarian aid services in the northern part of the Strip amid the ongoing Israel-Hamas war. In early October, Israel Defense Force reportedly ordered evacuations of several regions in the north of Gaza. Doctors at the hospitals told ABC News, including Beit Hanon, Zabalia and Late Balaya, Lahia, as they work to surround Hamas fighters who are allegedly in the area. Dr. Husam Abu Safia, director of Kamal Adwan Hospital in Beit Lahia, said in a recorded message shared over the weekend on an X account by the Director General of the Hamas-run Gaza Ministry of Health that his hospital is currently the only hospital still providing humanitarian services in northern Gaza. Between 50,000 and 75,000 residents are estimated to remain in northern Gaza, according to the United Nations Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs. The final dash to the shops and markets for Family Christmas Feast is well underway. Sydney Fish Market has been open for 36 hours straight, selling seafood, fresh produce and more, as more than 100,000 people come through, as the market is expecting to sell over 350 tons of seafood.
Well, as you can see, it's a spread for all seasons, and I'll come back to that in a moment. I am part of the broader Sydney Fish Market complex, but here at the Sydney Seafood School, we're going to learn a bit about, once you've bought your fish or seafood, perhaps that you've got already, what could you possibly do with it? And there is one person who probably knows better than just about any one of the thousands of people here to do it, and that is Sally Webb. You wrote this book, A Fish for All Seasons. Why did you write the book?
Well, we wanted to shine the light on underutilised and lesser loved species. We obviously trade hundreds of species here at Sydney Fish Market, but people know the greatest hits. They know their barramundis and their salmon, all fabulous. But we wanted to talk about different species that can often end up being slightly more affordable and definitely more sustainable.
You touch on affordability and sustainability. They're kind of two quite different ideas, but both really important to people right now, particularly as people are feeling the squeeze. Just talk me through, if we can start with this fish. This looks delectable here. I think it's a Murray cod, is it?
It is. It's a Murray cod. It's a beautiful farmed Murray cod.
And in terms of how these fish have come to be lesser loved, is it the case that, you know, they're the things that are least likely to sell out too?
Well, chefs have been using Murray cod for a long time and they love it because it is a very versatile fish. What we're trying to do, and one of the messages of this book, is look for these species that chefs will use but are widely available to the public. So that's one of the reasons we're promoting Murray cod.
It's an exciting time, what with literally thousands of people coming through the Sydney Fish Market. Have you yourself done any shopping around here?
I've done plenty of shopping. I bought some of those beautiful tiger prawns yesterday, and they were sort of as a gift, but I snuck a few in last night for dinner, and they are excellent this year, really, really good. And I'll also be going back down to get some whole fish for my table.
Now, I did notice just these right here in front of us. They're colourful and they just look delicious. What the hell are they?
They're scallops with a beautiful charred chilli butter on them, and they really are the business. They're in the book as well. So they're commercial scallops, and they're just, you put a little bit of dollop of butter on this sort of herby chilli butter, and then you put them under the grill, and in a matter of minutes they're cooked, and they're absolutely delicious.
There you go. Now, that's all especially exciting. And, of course, as I said before, we've got about 100,000 people coming right through the Sydney Fish Market as part of this 36-hour marathon. They're expecting more than 350 tonnes of fish to be sold. Gemma, I think I have to hook into this platter before it gets too cold. But a Merry Christmas to you as well, Sally.
And to you, Miles, and all the watchers.
Victoria's emergency services are preparing for an extended firefight, saying Boxing Day could be the worst conditions the state has faced since the Black Summer bushfire 5 years ago. 3 fires are still burning across Victoria. The biggest of them is the Grampians, where more than 300 firefighters are working to prepare for Thursday, when hot and windy conditions will fan the flames before a gusty wind changes hits.
Top of 18, it doesn't feel like bushfire weather in Dunkeld. But just 15 kilometres north of here, the massive Grampians bushfire continues to burn.
We have very active fire in the landscape. We have a big fire.
More than 40,000 hectares have been burnt within a 300-kilometre fire boundary. But the big concern now is Boxing Day, with forecast temperatures in the 40s and hot northerly winds.
As those winds swing round to the north, the pressure on that fire will be to drive hard to the south, so the communities around Dunkeld will be very much in the firing line again.
Local crews have been busy preparing.
We've done just over 200 hectares of burns to create almost a horseshoe shape around the northern interface of the town.
Marianne Brown will host a Christmas lunch on Wednesday, but has her fire plan ready.
We'll probably have a discussion that day as to what we're going to do on Boxing Day. My personal fire plan is to leave early.
Yes, we're taking bookings for Christmas Day lunch.
It's normally the busiest time of year for the Royal Mail Hotel and its gourmet restaurants.
Since the fires broke out last week, we've certainly seen a lot of cancellations come through.
In the long term, it will be a financial blow to Dunkeld, but it's the immediate threat of fire that has the town on edge. with Thursday's fire danger rating at the high end of extreme.
Boxing Day, we have to be clear, is going to be problematic. Boxing Day is going to be a big day for our state.
More than 100 specialist firefighters and incident control teams from interstate will arrive in Victoria over coming days as the state prepares for a lengthy battle. But authorities say those living in the fire zones need to act now.
We can't state strongly enough how critical it is that you don't leave your decision till it's too late.
Making the most of the calm before the storm.
And that ends the news segment. Sports is next. Stay with us.
Bro, it's awesome, man.
Let's see promotion.
I'm so excited. Let's go, let's go.
And the festive for match.
Festive for match.
And how do you win this? 2 plus Pepsi, that's all.
2 cans, bro. 2 plus, that's all.
You get yourself a chance to win.
This box of match.
It's crazy cool. My God. Pair of headphones. It's a towel.
How about that? Cooler box. Yeah!
In its first 10 years, the PNG LNG project has had a long-lasting impact, contributing more than 28 billion kina to the state of Papua New Guinea. Equity distributions are paid to KPHL and MRDC based on the interest they hold. Tax is paid to the IRC, while development levy and royalties are paid to DPE. For more information on direct and indirect benefits, visit PNG EITI's website.
We're in a fairly dangerous place. We're gonna stick out so bad.
Piratas doesn't look real.
They produce more placer gold than the entire Yukon.
We are not welcome.
There's a lot there that can kill you.
Gold Rush Parker's Trail starts Thursday, January 2, part of the Summer of Gold.
The best league in the world.
Jamie Vardy scores. Oh, it slipped through for Lewis.
Which money are you talking about? I want you to use all this money I'm giving you and go and get a job.
Welcome back. The PNG NRL team is expected to field more local players come 2028 when it enters the National Rugby League competition for the first time. PNG NRL bid Chief Executive Officer Andrew Hill said this in a media conference recently in Port Moresby. The long-awaited dream for PNG Rugby League fans to have their own team participating in the NRL came true when PNG was recently announced as the 18th NRL team joining the competition in 2028. This announcement quickly drew many questions, including how many players in the team will come from the development pathways at home. PNG NRL bid Chief Executive Officer Andrew Hill in a recent media conference clarified that although they will be looking to make some high-profile recruitments, they will give every opportunity to PNG players to make the team.
As a franchise, we want this team filled with Papua New Guinea players, absolutely. And so we're going to give every opportunity, and the first opportunity for any Papua New Guinean to represent their country at the NRL. There's no doubt about that.
The PNG NRL bid CEO further said actual signing of players will be 12 months before they enter the NRL competition. However, they are allowed to monitor players of their interest. Hill said, despite security concerns, they are eyeing some big signings to ensure that they have a strong team in their first year.
There's no quota as such, and as the Prime Minister said, we're here not just to make up the numbers, we're here to win. And I know the people of PNG want a winning football team, and so we will be in the marketplace to get the very best players.
Meanwhile, the PNG NRL is focusing on getting as many young players ready in the development program to supply the talent pool of the new franchise. Currently, over 700 young players are in the NRL Bid Academy program. These players could make most of the 30-man squad of the new franchise, given that most of the Hunters players will not be considered for selection due to their ages. Meanwhile, Chief Executive Officer of PNG NRL Bid refutes the claim put forward by many commentaries that NRL's expansion to PNG is politically motivated. Andrew Hill said he is a sports administrator and is devoted to building and developing the PNG National Rugby League team.
Look, as a franchise and as a club, we're focusing on delivering a rugby league team for the people of PNG. The politics is above my level. I'm a sports administrator. My job is to build a football team from scratch, to get the right people here that helps unite the country behind their footy team. What happens above me, that's a matter for Prime Ministers and governments to deal with. My job and what I've got to focus on is getting an NRL team here in Port Moresby in 3 years' time.
The PNG national cricket teams, the Barramundis and the Lewas, today expressed disappointment against the Cricket PNG board for its inaction to their petition. 2 weeks ago, the national cricket players and some administrators submitted a petition to Cricket PNG board demanding Cricket PNG Chief Executive Officer Richard Dunn to resign, citing allegations of financial mismanagement and misconduct in office. However, Cricket PNG did not respond to their petition. Members of the national cricket teams are collectively calling on the board to respond. The petitioners plan to boycott trainings and international matches should their petition go unanswered. Members of the PNG national cricket teams, the Barramundis and Lewas, are disappointed with the way the Cricket PNG board has been dealing with their petition against CEO Richard Dunn over ongoing issues of alleged financial mismanagement and misconduct in office. They have labelled allegations against Mr. Dunn that he has been mismanaging funds, including the money that Barramundi received from World Cricket for their participation in the recent ICC T20 World Cup in the West Indies. Team member Nosaina Pokana, on behalf of the representative players, said the players plan to boycott training sessions and international fixtures should the Cricket PNG board fail to respond to their petition.
We, the Barramundis and the Lewas, have collectively signed a petition along with the PNG and alongside other Cricket PNG employees, calling for the removal of CEO Richard Dunn. We believe that changes in leadership are necessary for the future of our team. The existing leadership has not adequately supported the players, and we are committed to suspending all training and tours until a change is made.
Pokana added that the Barramundis and the Lewas have been deprived of their match payments, travel allowance. He said players' contributions to NES Fund has not been paid since July this year. Pokana highlighted that each player who participated in the recent ICC T20 World Cup was only given half of the money. they were entitled to, according to the World Cricket.
We were allocated 60,000 kina each as part of a World Cup prize money. However, we have only received 30,000 kina. Moreover, Cricket PNG inaccurately informed the ICC that 38,000 kina was distributed to each player. The ICC made it clear from the start that all prize money was intended for the players, yet the CEO and couple of board members misled us during a meeting. Now the ICC is following up to inquire when Cricket PNG will fully pay the players. We demand that the full prize money be paid as stated, and we insist that this matter be addressed without delay.
The petition calls for the resignation of Mr. Dunn and the appointment of Alan Moramoro as new CEO, citing his extensive experience in corporate management. In a shocking development, Fijian rugby sensation Terrell Veilawa has reportedly terminated his $290 million contract with a Fijian organization, marking one of the most high-profile contract terminations in the sport's history. Veilawa, widely regarded as one of the brightest talents in rugby, made headlines early this year for his standout performances with the Fiji national team. However, his decision to part ways with the lucrative deal has left fans and analysts speculating about his future plans. While details surrounding the decision remains unclear, insiders suggest that Veilawa might be exploring opportunities overseas, particularly with top-tier clubs in Europe or Japan. The growing demand for international rugby talent has seen many players made moves to more competitive and financially rewarding leagues. Australian rules football is like a religion in Western Australia, and the far north of the state is no exception. In the past, playing footy in the summer months has been almost impossible, with temperatures regularly above 40 degrees. But a new approach to the game is helping to ensure it can be played all year round.
It's a level playing field in Aqua footy, albeit a wet one. It's a bit of a mix between football and water polo.
This started last year. We did like a little pilot program and it was a big hit, so we've been doing it in the summer months.
While the ball is the same, the goals are different, and for obvious reasons, handballing is the only way to pass and score.
They're scruffling, holding the ball. We usually just blow the whistle and just get two people to ruck and just restarts it, gets everyone to spread out. Yeah, and just the game just runs.
Up to 60 people play in weekly sessions.
So we do 30 minutes and then we take like a dinner break or lunch, and then I think after that we'll go for another 20 minutes.
It's open to anyone.
It's a great opportunity for all the kids to come together of all ages, and doesn't matter what gender they are, they can all come together and have a bit of fun celebrating our game of footy in a different form, really.
It's not just about the sport.
There's so many kids in town and there's not enough to do, especially with free events and free stuff, and they love it. They've come down here, they know they can come in, have a feed and enjoy some sports.
But also the potential for bigger things.
To have resources like our aquatic centre, like staff members, like AFL, AFLW players to come up and connect with kids who have these dreams and ambitions to one day play football. It's something really special, and I know a lot of these kids will hold it very close to their heart.
A cool new way to chase dreams of football stardom.
And now the weather forecast. Southern, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorm with areas of rain, but mostly cloudy with showers and possible thunderstorm. Kerema, some rain showers. Alotau, partly cloudy with rain showers. Mamase, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms with areas of rain. Lay, mostly fine to partly cloudy with chances of rain periods. We were cloudy with some rain showers and possible thunderstorm. Madang, partly cloudy with some possible rain showers. New Guinea Islands, isolated showers and thunderstorms. Lorengau, partly cloudy with some showers. Kokoporabaul partly cloudy with possible showers, and Boka mostly cloudy with periods of rain. Highlands, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms with areas of rain. Medi, Tari and Wabeg, cloudy periods with some rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Ocean forecast for PNG areas for the next 24 hours. Coral seas moderate to rough with west to southwest winds of 15 to 33 knots. Solomon Sea light to moderate with north to northwest winds of 10 to 20 knots. Bismarck Sea light with northwest to west winds of 10 to 15 knots, and Pacific Ocean light to moderate with east to northeast winds of 10 to 20 knots. And coastal waters forecast. Waters of southern PNG Indonesian border to Daru to Kiwai Islands to Kerema and Yule Island, and waters of Samurai Island to Cape Vogel and All Milne Bay Islands. Seas 0.5 to 1.5 meters, rising to 2.0 to 3.0 meters along warning areas. And that ends another edition of TV1 News. Pleasant viewing. Good night.
The TV1 News was proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.